Hello Virgo! Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. On the back of the book here, there's a little box of information. There's a couple websites for Chris Ann, so if you want to look those up, feel free to. It's also a Hay House product, so if you go to a search engine and look up Hay House, you should find stuff. This other deck I'm using is also a Hay House product. The Oracle cards are Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. That's how you spell Lucy's name. They are illustrated by Jesse Reish. Again, go to hayhouse.com, or I think it's hayhouse.com. You might have to look it up because I think there's like hayhouse.com.co.au, like A as an apple, U as an umbrella. I'm not completely sure. But if you search it, it shouldn't be that hard. It's a popular publishing house, I believe. Okay, what do we got for Virgo? Let's just get into Virgo. Ooh. You look a little spicy today, Virgo. What's going on? Yeah, you're doing well. You're doing well. You're looking spicy, but you're looking good. You're looking spicy, but you're looking good. What's going on? All right, this one card, maybe two. Yeah. What is it? Yeah, something. Yeah, but you're on the horse. Yeah, the Knight of Wands is coming in, but I think you're on the horse. You're like, no, you're on the horse. I don't think what's coming forward is a surprise to you. Kind of like, oh yeah, I could see that going on, and I'm actually going to get on that horse and go in with it. It's time for this to end. Now, I don't have any other ending cards, but I do get that it's time for this to end. What does that mean? It's kind of like, it's not like a hard and fast ending, but it's kind of like people think what they think. And I don't want to just like, I don't want to do the smile and nod thing anymore. I don't want to act like things are okay if they're not okay. I'm not really looking to cause a big hubbub about it, but I don't want to pretend anymore. It's time for things to end. It's time, like, it's almost like, you know, maybe you aren't talking to somebody and haven't for a while and barely touched base with them. Maybe once in a great while you see them out. And it's kind of like, they need to know, like, listen, we're not friends anymore. Like something like that. Or maybe even slowly, you know, diminishing your responsibilities at work because you're getting ready to go somewhere else. And it's kind of like, all right, it's time to let the cat out of the bag because I'm about done. Something like that. Kind of like to you, you're like, no, I know this is coming. Other people may not see it. Like they're a little bit oblivious to where we're going, but I know where I'm going. You must got a little bit of a Capricorn feel to it. Just a little bit, which is another earth sign. The reason I'm saying that is kind of like, you know, I've got my goal. I'm going to hit my goal. If you know about it or not, well, whatever. I'm still going to go towards my goal. Which, it's a spicy feel to it. With the Ace of Wands, like, it's kind of like, no, that's where I'm going. You've got a very strong energy behind you. Like, for some of you, you may be like, listen, this is how it's going to be. I'm not sure. I'm not connecting to a motivator behind it. I just get like, you're at that spot. Like, you definitely have something that built you up to this. Like, this isn't coming out of nowhere. But I feel like it's very personal to you. What built you up to get here, you're like, oh no, this is happening. Made up my mind, it's happening. I'm also getting the Ten of Cups as your challenge card. You're not sure everybody's going to like this, but when I'm getting the Ace of Wands, again, this little bit of a twinge of Capricorn. You're Virgo, I know you're Virgo, but like this kind of like, hey, they don't like it, they don't like it. You got a lot of different flavors of Earth coming in with you, Virgo. Spicy. I think of, you know, I do think of Capricorn as the spiciest of the signs when it comes to Earth. So I don't know. I keep getting getting that reference. I don't have the Devil card out here. I do have the Hierophant out here, which is sometimes referred to as Taurus, but like this is your determination. You are pulling in all that Earth energy that you can, and you're just like, I'm going where I'm going. People don't like it. They don't like it. I guess they don't like it then. You're making things happen. You are really strong, really spicy. I love it. 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 You know what you have to do. And I keep getting like other people around you might kind of look at this kind of like, well, the Virgo's not wrong. I keep getting that energy. I don't know if people are on board, but it just seems like they're not. They're like, well, it's not like the Virgo's wrong. Like, nobody's saying there's anything you're doing that's wrong, I would say. I don't know if they're liking it, but it's kind of like, well, it's not like the Virgo's wrong. I keep getting that. A little bit of stress with that. The Tower card for other people. You're moving forward. You got the Fool card. I'm moving forward. I've just decided it's time. I saw, you know, the green light happened. It's kind of like you're in a car. The light turned green. Here I go. Literally, that's how I feel about what you're doing. Kind of like I'm sitting in the car. Light turned green, so I go. You're not even hemming and hawing about it. You're not. No, light turned green. I'm gonna go. Other people are shocked. Ironically, this reminds me of my mother when I was a kid. And, you know, once in a while, kids are brats, and I had my moment too. And I remember I got out of the car, and I'm like, I'm not going. And she said, all right, and she drove away. She didn't go that far, but I remember going, like, all right, and she went. And I just remember thinking, she also drove back, and then I got yelled at and grounded. But that's a whole other story. It just reminds me of that. I just remember, like, that was a thing. This is kind of how I feel people are reacting, though. They're getting out of the car, and you're like, okay, and then you just go. That's what I'm seeing. There's more. I'm just like, it's slowly coming in. People realize, like, I feel like people realize fairly quickly. I don't know. There's like, you got the Tower and the Wheel in the environment. Like, there's a lot of things that are changing because of this. We got a glare going on here. I'm trying to keep the glare off it, but it's not working. Your move forward. I feel like the car analogy is really good. You're like either in the car or out. I'm going. You can come or you don't. But I also feel like you might drive back around and be like, listen, you going or not? Because I have a time schedule. You may do that. You may, but it's also kind of like you give them one more pass. Listen. Once I get on the highway, you know, I'm done. I'm turning off my phone, and I'm done. So you can call me, but the phone's going to be off, and I'm not turning it back on until I get to my destination. So you're like warning people, like, all right, listen, one quick last chance. I'm going to get on the highway now. If I do, I'm just going to let you know my phone is off, so you're not going to be able to contact me, and I'm not turning it back on until I hit my destination. Like I'm telling you. You might have to repeat it. You probably will, I have a feeling. Whoever you're dealing with, you don't have to, obviously, but I feel like a lot of you are going to repeat that. Like, listen, I'm telling you, on road, phone off, not turning it on until I get there. Like, you get that I'm not going to get your message. And by the time I get there, I'm definitely not turning back. I'm not going to drive 6-7 hours and go, oops, let me go back and get you. Nope. Not going to happen. There's more coming in, but it's slow. It's a little slow. I feel like the environment is more slow. I know you're Virgo's Earth, but you already know what you're doing. You're just getting things done. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You have a tempo. You're doing it. It's going in plan. That's how it is. The energy that's catching up to you, ironically, that's moving kind of slow. A lot of this comes in all at once, so I think that's why another reason. Ace of Cups, Four of Cups, Four of Pentacles, and the last one I am feeling that is a part of this, well, I don't know if it's the last one, there's one more card, I just can't hold them all up at once. Six of Pentacles. There's a lot, all at once. I usually don't have this many coming in at once, but here we go. The last one, by the way, is called Organization, so it's definitely another Earth energy. So you got a lot of Earth and Water coming in here. These are compatible energies, typically. They don't want to, but they realize that you're going where you're going. Like, they take you, it may take them a moment, but they take you seriously. Like, the Virgo's off and running. I almost feel like if we're going to use that same analogy, like, listen, I told you, I'm turning off my phone, I'm getting in the car. When I get to my destination, I'll turn back on my phone, but I'm not coming back to get you. And they may be like, oh, boy. So, like, they don't get in the car, you get on the highway, you get 6-7 hours down the road, you stop at a hotel, whatever. Then they call you, and they're like, wait, I want to go too. And you're like, well, I'm already here. You're going to have to find your own way here, but I'm leaving tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. So maybe they take an Uber, they get somebody to drive them, they meet you there, they get in the car, they've been driving all night so they're tired, but they get on board. I don't know if they're the best companion at this point, but it'll get better. They don't really want to, they feel like they have to. They're kind of like, I either go with the Virgo or I let the Virgo go. Like, either go with the Virgo or let the Virgo go, one of the two. They're getting on board. They're getting on board. They're giving in the ultimate, like, they're getting on plan. Once they get that far, they just want to know your plan, and then they just assimilate to it. I don't know if that's normal for whoever you're dealing with, but for this situation, I feel like they don't really understand exactly how they fit in, so they just, what's your plan? And they just kind of like, oh, it's kind of like if you're making turkey dinner. Oh, you need stuffing, I'll go get the bread. Oh, you need carrots, I'll go, okay, I'll get them out and I'll start cutting them up and, you know, preparing them the way you need them. Like, they just kind of like, oh, you're making that? Okay, so you're going to need me to get that out of the freezer, so I'll go get that out of the freezer. Like, they just kind of like, oh, that's what you're doing? Okay, I can do this. They just kind of assimilate in. They don't get in your way. They're kind of like, oh, you need that in the oven? You want me to put it in for you? Okay, I'll do that. You want me to watch the potatoes or cook the potatoes for you? Okay, I'll do that. You know, you only want this in there, you don't want that in there? Okay, I'll move that around. Like, they're just kind of like following your direction. I don't think that's a problem for you at this time around. Your outcome is the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. Is there anything else? Because you already had this going. I already showed you the Hierophant, which you were already destined to get where you wanted to get. You're going to like the outcome here. The two cards backing it up are Justice and Beauty. It was a rocky road to start. But it all ended up well. Try to remember that. I don't know. I feel like that's the best we can do with this. It ends well. It ends. You're going to love the outcome. I just feel like, you know, be careful with the past at this point. Don't let it hold you down. If you have to, like, okay, this is how that happened and this is why, and you got to plan for, like, reoccurrences in the future, okay, that makes sense. But don't look back and feel bad about something because for some reason you're second guessing things after it's done, especially when you had a really good outcome. I have this weird feeling you're going to second guess based on other people's feelings. Try not to do that. This is good. This is how this was supposed to work out. I don't know, I keep getting this energy of like you're second guessing yourself based on somebody else's feelings. I just keep getting that same analogy. So they're saying you don't need to do that. Like if you have to plan, like, okay, they were difficult this way, so I want to remember that's what they did. That way if I come across them doing that again, I'm prepared for it. Makes perfect sense. But like if somebody's like, they had a fit, they didn't want to go, and they're like, maybe they're still whining a little bit about, I wish I was still back there. Or maybe they're playing that game with you. Don't play into it. Just don't play into it. Like, maybe after the fact, after it's all said and done, they're like, oh, I wish I never got in the car. I wish I never caught up to you. Because some of them might play that weird game with you after you get what you want, which there's nothing bad with it, though. But they might try to mess with you mentally, kind of like, oh, I wish I never left, or I wish I never got in the car, or I wish this. I just feel somebody's going to keep saying these wish things. It's just, it feels like a manipulation game. Don't play into it. I would actually recommend, big fan of Paul McKenna, if I haven't mentioned, The book is I Can Mend Your Broken Heart. It is geared towards romantic relationships, but I use it for all different types. It doesn't have to be for romantic relationships. But you can take the energy out of that so it doesn't bother you as much and just analyze it and put it away. It's just easier to step away from it. It might help, just in case. Because I feel like there's some type of somebody trying to manipulate you and make you feel bad about getting what you actually did want. And you shouldn't feel bad about it. So it might be like a energy kind of like messing with you. Don't let it mess with you if you can help it. Alright. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.